the Virgin Red Rewards Mastercard. This is a new card that is coming out soon. As we're recording this, all you could do is get on the waiting list. You can't apply yet. But this is a card that's replacing the old Bank of America Virgin Atlantic Flying Club credit card in favor of this Virgin Red card. Now, Virgin Red is the Virgin Group's new loyalty program, newish, that is aiming to be the one program for all the Virgin Group properties, businesses. And right now, Virgin Red and Virgin Atlantic are still operating as separate rewards programs, but it's very easy to link your accounts, and then it's really just one thing because your points are equally accessible. You don't have, once you link your accounts, you don't even have to move your points from one to the other. You can either redeem rewards through Virgin Atlantic, like rewards like flights on Virgin Atlantic or flights on Virgin Atlantic's partners, or you could redeem points through Virgin Red for things like Virgin Voyages, Virgin Group hotels, Virgin hotels, things like that. So with
So
that background,
let's talk about the
yeah,
card, right? So,
let's talk about the
and
card.
when you mentioned Virgin Red, and so you can use your points for those things. One quick caution that we've heard a few readers mention this before, that when you're on the Virgin Red app, if you hit the redeem button, there are not like so many safety steps of like, are you sure you want to redeem, as you might expect. Like basically, as soon as you hit the redeem button, that's it. So just be prepared for that. Once you download, if you're new to Virgin Red, you download the app and you're like, oh, I want to read more about this cruise thing. There's not more to read. Once you hit the redeem, you're redeeming. So just so you know. Anyway, more about
Really
the
good safety
card.
tip there.
Yeah, more about the card. So this card's going to have a $99 annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, issued by Synchrony. That's kind of interesting. Instead of being issued by Bank of America, now they're going with Synchrony. Synchrony's more known for like store cards and things. So I'm kind of surprised. They've done a few co-branded type things, not as many as other issuers. Earning rate going to be 3x on Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Hotels, and Virgin Voyages, 2x dining, grocery stores, select streaming services, and for EV charging, and 1x everywhere else. So pretty run-of-the-mill, ho-hum, not very exciting bonus categories there. Not even run-of-the-mill. They're a little subpar in my opinion. But perks you're going to get, well, and I say that, by the way, because there are cards that earn transferable points that earn as many points or more in all of those categories that you could transfer to Virgin Atlantic. So that's why the card earning rates are not wildly exciting. But there are some perks, one of which is that you get 25 tier points for every $2,500 in eligible purchases, up to a max of 50 tier credits a month. So if you spend $5,000 a month, you get 50 tier credits a month. And if you were to do that all year long, then you would end up with silver status. You'd be, I'd have more than enough tier points for silver status and be on your way towards gold. So if you had some other Virgin activity, then maybe you could hit Virgin Gold. It's a pretty easy supplement there. You'll get a third night free at a participating Virgin hotel once a year. I don't know what the details will be in terms of, what kind of rate you'll have to book or how that's going to work, whether that'll be a great deal or not. But in some cases, it certainly may be. You'll get 5,000 points as a yearly anniversary bonus. So depending on how much you value the points, that can mitigate a significant portion of the annual fee anyway. If you valued points at, let's say, 1.5 cents per point to keep the math simple, it's like $75 worth of points, and the card has a $99 annual fee, so that kind of nets out relatively low. And then there's a couple of other options or a couple of other bonuses for big spenders. If you spend $15,000 and then also again at $30,000 in a calendar year, you get to choose from a number of different choice perks, one of which is a voucher for a companion seat or a cabin upgrade. Now, we don't have the total details about how that's going to work. There was some complexity in how those worked when they had a card issued through Bank of America, but we don't yet have all the details there. So all we know at this point is that you could get a voucher for a companion seat or a cabin upgrade, and that certainly could be quite valuable for 15K spend. You get one, or you could choose one free night or at a Virgin hotel or a suite upgrade at a Virgin hotel. It's going to be a participating Virgin hotel, and we don't know what the blackout date situation will be like, but again, those could be pretty valuable. A number of the Virgin hotels can be quite expensive. Now, to be clear, that's not Virgin Limited. So we're not talking about places like Necker Island or their Kenyan Safari location. We're talking about Virgin hotels. So there's one in Dallas, for instance. There's one in Las Vegas. I know there's one in Edinburgh. And so which ones will participate, I don't know for sure. Or you could choose up to a $300 bar tab credit or Blue Extras perks packages on Virgin Voyages. If you look up the Blue Extras perks packages, it doesn't come with a whole lot. It's like a free coffee and a free bag of laundry, free coffee every day and a free bag of laundry and a cocktail party. So the $300 bar tab would probably be the more valuable perk if you were going to be cruising on Virgin Voyages anyway, and you spend 15K on your card. So those are the different choice options. So again, you can get a companion seat, a free night, or a suite upgrade at a Virgin hotel, or the $300 bar tab on a Virgin Voyages cruise, or the Blue Extras perks. So we've talked about all that now, Greg. Is this card interesting, exciting, worth it? What do you think?
Interesting for a select few, exciting, not for anyone, worth it. Again, for a select few, I think, to sum it up. But let's talk about a few specific aspects of this. Where I think it's interesting is for people who value elite status with Virgin. The ability to spend your way towards elite status. The way it works is exactly the same as the old Bank of America card, as far as how many tier credits you can earn and how they're earned. The difference is it's a bit disappointing because the old card earned 1.5 points per dollar minimum. And so if you're not spending in a category, in a bonus category, you're only earning 1 point per dollar with this card on your way to earning elite status. So it's a downgrade from the old card from that point of view. But still, if you like your elite status, then great. Now for everyone else. So let's look at the ability to get these like choice benefits at $15,000 spend and $30,000 spend. It kind of sounds nice, but when I look in the details, like the companion seat thing or the upgrade voucher, we don't know the details yet. But if it's anything like the old one, there were so many gotchas with that old one that you had to be in a really special circumstance for it to be very valuable. Like it was more like a discount off of a very specific situation where you're flying with two people on Virgin Atlantic itself. And if you use the upgrade, also it's like it only upgrades one cabin. So you'd have to, if you want business class, you'd have to book premium economy and then upgrade those kind of things. So I don't value that a lot. The free night at Virgin hotels. Yeah, I mean, there's total of 9 Virgin hotels. So like,
Right.
Maybe
So I
that's a
literally
good
named
value.
like half of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they cost, but it doesn't seem that exciting when like, all right, compare you spend $15,000 on this card and you get a Virgin free night at a Virgin hotel, or spend $15,000 on the Hilton Surpass card and get a free night at any Hilton hotel worldwide. I mean, the difference here is like you can pick from 9 Virgin hotels, or
Maybe.
yeah, I don't know how many.
Maybe 9, because I say that because in the Virgin Red app, you can book some Virgin Hotels properties with points, but only some of them and only some of the time. I was just in
Yeah.
Scotland, so I was going to be in Edinburgh. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll use Virgin points and stay at the Virgin Hotel there because there's one there, but you can't. There's just not a way to redeem points for that particular property. So is that one going to participate in this? I don't know. So maybe it's not even going to be all 9 of them. It might just be the ones, the couple of them that accept points bookings now.
Right. All right. Now let's look at the clearest value one, like where the value is kind of obvious, is if you pick that $300 bar tab credit and you're going to be on Virgin Voyages anyway. So let's, at the extreme side, say you value that at full face value, spending $15,000 to get $300. If I did my math right, that's like an extra 2% earning on your spend. But that's only if you hit it exactly. And since you're probably earning 1x on that base spend on the credit card, you're getting a total of around 3% value when hitting a specific target, which pretty much any other card that has like that has these big spend bonuses, you're going to average to better than that, I think, in value. And finally, you already mentioned this, but there's so many cards that if you want Virgin points, spend on like the City Double Cash to get 2x everywhere, or on a Capital One Venture card to get 2x everywhere. and then transfer to Virgin if you want Virgin points, and otherwise transfer to other programs depending on what you're
Right.
doing instead of being
Right.
locked in Virgin points. So,
Or if you were like, oh, but I can earn 2 points per dollar on dining and grocery with this card. Well, forget about that. Get yourself the Capital One Saver One that has no annual fee and earns 3% back in those categories. But if you have a Capital One card that earns miles, you can turn that into 3 miles per dollar spent. Or get the Amex Gold card and you get 4x in those categories that you could transfer to Virgin. So you'd have twice the points. You really have to value elite status or those perks at 15K and 30K spend. And I should also mention that we set a $300 bar tab, and now that I read it again, it says up to a $300 bar tab credit on Virgin Voyages. So I'm not even exactly sure that it'll be 300 across the board, or if that depends on which room category you book or something. So that may be another gotcha in there. So yeah, I don't know. There's too many gotchas here. I'm not interested. There would have to be a huge welcome bonus for me to be interested in getting the card, and then it would probably just be for the welcome bonus. It's too bad because the old card at 1.5 points per dollar everywhere was like not bad for a while until all the 2x everywhere cards kind of took over the market. And now it's like the opportunity cost to spend towards status on this is pretty high. So you really have to highly value the perks that you'll get at elite status. Otherwise, yeah, I just don't see a place for this card in my wallet or in most people's wallets.
Right. And as Nick said, there's alternatives to earning Virgin points, like with Capital One and Amex. I still think that one of the best ways, if you really want to earn Virgin points, I think Citi might be the way to go, because you've got the Citi Strata Premier that has like so many 3x categories. You've got the double cash to get 2x everywhere else. Then you've got like fee-free add-ons like the Rewards Plus that'll give you a 10% rebate on your redemptions, including when you transfer to. So if you transfer 100,000 points from Citi to Virgin, and you have the Rewards Plus also in your, pooled together with your other cards, you get 10% back. So it ends up only costing you 90,000 points.
And if you do that during a transfer bonus, like a 25 or 30% transfer bonus to Virgin Atlantic, then you're going to end up with even more miles for even fewer. And it makes this card like a head scratcher to me, really.
And transfer bonuses are a good point too. If you're into transferable points, transfer bonuses to Virgin are so common. I look back, like last year there were 8 of them, across the year, and they're so common that chances are good that if Virgin points are what you really want for some reason, you're gonna earn not just better base earning rate with your other cards, but you're going to be able to transfer at with a bonus, and so get even more points that way. So yeah, again, I go back to what I said earlier. If you're into the elite status program, then why not? But otherwise, don't even bother.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that a takeaway for me here is, man, these programs need to consider adding some sort of a perk that you can't get otherwise. Because, if you're not going to offer outsized value on spend, then the card needs to have a perk that you can't get somewhere else. And this doesn't have it.
Right. No, it doesn't. And I'm kind of surprised. Like, it seems like Virgin Atlantic's often competing with British Airways, including and having the highest fuel surcharges. But the British Airways Chase card does give you a discount on the fuel surcharges when you're booking awards between the U.S. and England. And why didn't they do something like that here? To try to encourage, because they're trying to get the American audience. So give us a break on those surcharges, man.
Right. So if you're listening, Virgin, then you got to do something like that to make this card worthwhile. So thank you for trying, but we need to try a little bit harder, Virgin. Okay. If you want more information about this card, don't forget you can find a direct link to our site in the show notes. Just expand the description box to find a link to our site. That's frequentmiler.com. You can join our email list at frequentmiler.com/subscribe, and we'll see you next time.